Well, today we're going to look at some Godzilla in comic book form. So Godzilla comics have been around pretty much since the beginning. There was a Godzilla Raids Again comic, produced Japanese comic, which I think was given away at cinemas, things like that. But yeah, he's been going around. He appeared in Marvel. Do you remember the 1970s Marvel version, where he shrunk down to a size of a sewer rat and kicked about New York sewers? Very strange. But the ones we're going to look at are mainly the Dark Horse, because that's the ones I've got. I've got a couple of original Japanese Godzilla. I want to say manga. I'm probably annoying someone saying they're manga when they're not. But basically they're... sorry, I'm trying to hold the phone without switching it off. So these are black and white comic strips. They obviously read from this side backwards, but I can't really flip. Let me try it. I can't really flip that way. So this is Godzilla 1990. I don't know what the story is about because I don't read Japanese. There seems to be lots of different artwork styles, so it might be a load of collected stories. There he is, look. The big guy. It all looks amazing. You've got things like the Zero X in there. It doesn't appear to be an adaptation of any of the films, from what I can see just looking at the pictures. But it's very interesting. Lots of big-eyed young blonde girls in it. Seems to go hand in hand with Godzilla in the comics. So yeah, so I wish I spoke Japanese or read Japanese. I could translate it, I suppose. Should we have a... I don't know whether can I video it translating it. Probably not. But I'll see what it says. And I might put it in the comments just to see what it is. Oh, it's Godzilla attacking. So I got that one, and I've also got this one, which is a great... I bought it for the cover, basically. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I like these comics because they've got dust jackets on, which I think is quite civilized. Again, I don't think this is a film adaptation. Certainly doesn't look like one. Again, lots of different art styles. Very comedic ones there. Godzilla doing a lot of destroying and clumping about like a big galoot that he is. But yeah, really nice. I'm gonna have to, I mean, they're so thick, but I'm gonna have to try and translate them, aren't they? And they might be amazing stories. Look at that. That's a young... See what they say about little blonde girls? A little blonde girl in a Godzilla suit. It's bizarre. Anyway, enough of the bizarreness. So, Dark Horse Comics. They got the Godzilla license, and to start with, they produced... pardon me. They produced a reprint of the manga adaptation of Godzilla 1984, which obviously was heavily re-edited into Godzilla 1985, which is probably where we all saw it. I certainly went to cinema to see it. I think, yeah, I did project it as a cinema projectionist at one point. So this was a 6-issue black and white adaptation of Godzilla 1984. It's very very gritty artwork, very sort of rough. I do quite like it. It was quite a shock to read this because I hadn't seen the Japanese version. I'd only seen the American Dr. Pepper cut. So it was good to read this. I probably upset a lot of people again. I'm not a big fan of this style of manga artwork. Just amazes me that everything else is so realistic and then whoop. But that is the style of these comics. So basically, yeah, tells in absurdly detailed form the story of the story of Godzilla 1984. Fleshed out a bit. So this was 6-issue miniseries. So you had issue 1, issue 2, Godzilla having his lunch. That's a fat man. Issue 3, Godzilla attacking a helicopter. Don't know. Could be the same Fat Man. Could be a different Fat Man. And Godzilla's attacking Tokyo, as his is wont. There's lots of sort of kinetic energy in these drawings, isn't there? Sort of really, really nicely done. And you got issue 5. Godzilla as a rest. It's a bit tired. And Godzilla 6. 6 of 6, just so as you know. I bought these when they were new. I bought them in a little comic shop in Oxford every month. And they did, Dark Horse did a portfolio of artwork as well, which I wish I'd kept. I didn't keep a lot of my Godzilla stuff. Look at that. It's quite depressing. Yeah, so really nice. I think you can still get the Mange of these if you wanted to get it, but this is a nice set. I don't know how difficult they are to get hold of at the moment. Dark Horse stuff really went through the roof in value. Well, I say recently, in sort of the last 10 years, but I think it's sort of collapsed back down again to sensible value, so you could probably pick them up. But that was a big success for them, so they decided to do a monthly series, and they thought, let's go into colour. So these are new adventures. So this is issue 0, which I can't remember whether it came out before issue 1. I don't think it did. I think they did this afterwards. So let's have a look at issue 1, which I think was the first issue that came out. Godzilla with a bloody nose. He's thirsty for blood. Wonderful artwork, really nicely coloured. Dark Horse really was good at this sort of thing. It's sort of in a Japanese style. Hey Godzilla. But a bit more Americanized. And all original stories. So we got some nice little continuation of the film universe, and then at the end, look, there's Mecca Godzilla. That's timely, isn't it? He's probably in a new film, isn't he? So there we go. Mecca Godzilla. Oh, look, Battlestar Galactica helmets. Not noticed that before. Ouch, he's trod on some Lego there, obviously. Yeah, so they started introducing their own monsters. So Bagora, who was a big bat. He was quite good, actually. He was quite a horrible monster that was very cruel to Godzilla. Then you got things, so this is the All-Tarantula. A bit like Spiga, I suppose. It's been a while since I've read these, but I remember really liking them. They're very, very action orientated. I don't think there's a huge amount of depth to them. Oh, look at that. Why would you attack Godzilla with arrows? You might make a bolt for it. I'll just show you the covers. Again, I don't think these are worth particularly a lot, but it's a nice series. And the artwork was always good in them. As Godzilla goes back to prehistoric times, or its flashback. Thrack. So this went on. I think it was really popular, actually. Oh yeah, he sinks the Titanic. Oh, Godzilla, what are you doing? And they started new monsters. This is Bertanus. Looks like a bird. G-Force, Godzilla Force. They used to try and fight Godzilla for some reason. And then this was a weird one, the Lord Howe monster that came from Lord Howe Island. He was a big crabby man, but he wasn't a patch on Ebera. Again, the artwork was good throughout this run. I think it was pretty consistent. Again, not particularly complex stories. And in this one, I think was a continuation of the dinosaur one. I think Godzilla probably caused the dinosaurs to die out. He did a lot of stuff in his youth. So I think that one went to issue 16. It might have carried on past that. But then they also did loads of specials. So Godzilla King of the Monsters. Dark Horse, absolutely, when they bought a license, they absolutely swamped the market. you would be hard pressed of any fan, just like they did Terminator ones. Oh, just went on and on and on. But quite nice. Oh, this was a black and white special, so this was reprinting some manga stuff as well. Let's get this one out, 'cause this was really nice. A lot of these images went into the portfolio that they did. So like this image was in the portfolio. This image, which I loved, I had this framed at one point. So Godzilla fighting some samurai. And this was a reprint of a manga as well, I seem to remember. Good, sort of rough art, but good. Oh, it's Hookjaw. Remember Hookjaw from Action Comic. Not the greatest artwork of Godzilla, but does the job. It's very good. So yeah, so that actually came out after the 6-issue miniseries. I remember that one. And then Godzilla would appear in things like the Best of Dark Horse, stuff like that. They did a Godzilla colour special. 40 colour pages. I like. It's good cover that. And then they used to do weird sort of spin-offs. So Godzilla versus Hero Zero. Hero Zero, I seem to remember, was their sort of version of like an Iron Man-y type man. It was a big robot. I think it was controlled by a person. But I used to cross these over all the time. Look at that original Friar Street bookshop in Reading, £1.70. Oh, that brings back memories. So yeah, these are the only ones I kept. They're good read, but they are quite simple stories. But I think you can pick them up fairly cheaply. But what I also found while I was looking for them is, look at this. In Britain, we didn't get, when I was a kid in the Marvel comics, we didn't really get the American monthly comics. Some shops did stock them. There were imports of them. But mainly we got reprints by Marvel UK, and they would cobble together various different comic strips, cut them up and publish them weekly in black and white. So this one is 6 top stories. So this one's got absolutely lovely Godzilla cover. Really nice. 1979, like 10p. I would have been just under 11. I would have been 10, just under 11. I would have been 10. Star Wars Weekly. That brings back memories for people of a certain age. So this was, like I say, reprinting. There's that guy from, I think it was the Band of Brothers guy that was in Captain America. I can't think of his name. Yeah, all in black and white, which seemed to lose its charm. So they would do like 3 or 4 pages and then stopped. That way they would get loads of comics out of a single American issue. And then you would go into, so now we've got